DK, first and foremost, we're seeing you a little earlier than we're used to expecting. When you're talking about your schedule as a manager and trying to figure those types of things out, why is it important for you to just sort of get as much as you can out of the way to be on the field with the guys?
Yeah, I think it's important. It's being out there with them, and I appreciate everyone accommodating and moving up a little bit just so that I can find time to get out and connect with the guys and be out there with them. I know that I have to delegate some of my old tasks, and we've done that, but still want to be out in the field with the guys.
Yeah, what are you starting to learn sort of about this role and all the things that it entails to make sure that you can still go out and do the things that you value, like you're talking about?
Yeah, I think that delegation is key, and really having a strong staff to be able to do that. And really, I don't know if you've gotten to see Gino yet, but to have Gene here today as part of that, really awesome day for me and for the Pirates.
We did just get to talk to him. What does it mean to finally see him here in person and get to have him by your side today?
Oh, it's great. For all of you that know him, just a phenomenal baseball guy, and taught me a lot as a player, and looking forward to having him around and teaching the staff and the players here, try to teach us what he knows.
Donnie, you mentioned after the game about grinding through this. What are the first steps that you kind of take to kind of get out of this?
I think that's it. I don't know if you guys are out there, but we had a bunch of guys out for early work, hitting early, continuing to work, continuing to hone in on those key things that we need to continue to do in playing baseball and finding ways to compete. Obviously, Paul did a phenomenal job yesterday pitching, and just have to continue to work and continue to get better.
How much do you find value in having somebody with the experience of a Gene Lamont sitting next to you or standing next to you in the dugout and be able to bounce things off of him, whether it's decisions that you want to make or things to anticipate?
Yeah, it's invaluable. I mean, when you talk about Gino and how much time he spent with Leland, and just like I said, he's forgotten more baseball than we all know, and having him next to me and be able to talk through, and not just in the game, I mean, even the conversations that we had earlier about all kinds of things, just his input in it is tremendous.
Donnie, whether it's Western Pennsylvania circles or Major League circles, how far back does your relationship go with Francona? Is he somebody you've spoken with about ascending here through the ranks?
Yeah, I got to know Tito just from competing against, with Boston and with Cleveland, and I think that, looking back, just what he means to Western Pennsylvania, but to Major League Baseball and the success that he's had, and just really cool, that to get to manage against him tonight, and he's had a tremendous career.
Donnie, how do you think?
Oh, go ahead.
Did it take any convincing for Gino to come back, or was he pretty much on board right away?
Yeah, he was on board. It took none. When I called him, it was, he was in, and for him to be willing to do that, come out of retirement, come back to Pittsburgh, and jump in the grind with us, means the world to me.
How do you think Ravello's done just so far right off the bat in his new role, just continuing to coach third, and then obviously taking on some responsibilities on the bench?
Good. I like to not put him in such a tough position and stay for all 9 innings. But he's done a good job, managing that and helping Oscar Strami and I with the pitching, and also those couple games that he had to take over and manage as well. But I think he's done a really good job.
Gino talked a little bit about how whenever you were a player, you noticed that you were asking about strategy, trying to think ahead with the game. Is that always the case for you, or when did that curiosity start to peak?
Yeah, I think always as a player I had that, and always trying to think along with Leland and Lamont with my role of being a bench guy and trying to figure out, pinch hit, defensive replacement, pinch run, trying to figure out when they would use me and how they were going to use me so that I could be prepared for it. Just really trying to think along with them for me to be prepared, but also in the other nuances of the game as well.
Don, Gene said that he was going to be honest with his opinions. Do you feel like you have that type of relationship where you guys can talk honestly?
Absolutely, and I hope he is, because it's like in anything, we're never going to agree fully, but I hope that he's completely honest with me, and tells me what I need to hear and not what I want to hear, because that's what I need when we're going through a game, is finding out trying to figure out what's the right move, when is the right time to do something, when it's not, and whether we agree on the decision, being able to talk about it afterwards as well, and then see if it was right, if it was wrong, if we make an adjustment. But it's really a game of adjustments as we go forward, and I know Gino's always going to shoot me straight.
Johnny, I don't know if you can comment at all. Yesterday we heard that Jared is going to meet Dr. Keith Meister tomorrow. Didn't know if anything had happened these last couple of days that warranted that extra trip.
Yeah, late last week he had some recurring stuff in his elbow, and he's going to go see Dr. Meister. I'm sure we'll have some updates for you, Todd, or myself later on after he does it.
Thanks.